Hello everyone and welcome. My name is Arrowfire. Welcome back to another episode of Look Out and Shout. And we're coming to the end of these now. Today we are unboxing and reviewing Transformers Hasbro Age of the Primes Skydive, one of the final members of the Aerialbots to make a new wave of Combiner Wars with Superion. These guys are quite small. You would have seen my somewhat dual review of Air Raid and Slingshot in the same video. I will do these ones individually from now on, but at the time I felt they were so small, you might as well review them side by side. But yes, you are right. This is a retool, more or less, of Air Raid that came out before it. I mean, it's going to form back of the leg of Superion, so it is going to be much the same. You got that same kind of artwork on the side. Some nice artwork of Superion for what he's going to look like, and some obviously artwork of Skydive himself. Not many thrills with this one. Inside the box comes the figure itself along with instructions and in a nice little gummy wrapped paper. Let's get on with the review, shall we? And here he is in his robot mode with his lovely sun-tanned orange face. He's very much Skydive. He carries the same characteristics as all the other bots in this set. They are small, they are dinky, but everything is here and the transformation is pretty good. It's very much a good fiddle bot, if you know what I mean. Once you've worked it out, it's quite fun to flip it back and forward, and I guess that's all you can really say about any Transformer. It has to be fun. He's holding the usual characteristics of the red chest piece. The grey jet kibble is there as well, along with the blue tail fin, and the guns are tabbing into the arms. A little bit loose on my copy, but they're there nevertheless. He is about 90% chin on the face, and we'll get into that in a second. But yeah, he's pretty much what you would expect to find with the figure. It has the same kind of limitations with this scale as Air Raid and Slingshot before it. No opening and closing of hands, and that's going to be a theme throughout this entire range, the entire set of combining teams. But other than that, everything's locked in. But there are a couple of variants you can have as well for display and posability. Let's get in for a closer look. And I just can't unsee Johnny Bravo with that chin. You just can't unsee it. But that's by the by. Otherwise, yeah, he's pretty good. So, I'll show you a quick bit of articulation. No ankle articulation. We'll start at the bottom, but there is the toe up and down, but that's more for transformation. 90-degree knee bend and thigh swivel is pretty good. Get his arm out of the way. 90-degree up, 90-degree to the back. Won't go quite 90-degree because he'll start to bump into his back kibble. Waist rotation, which is nice enough. And I will just show you at this point, you are supposed to clip the wings into the side and it keeps a nice silhouette, but if you want a more fanned out wing setup, then you can. I seem to recall Skydive did have a bigger wing backpack, if that makes sense. He didn't have the cleanest bot silhouette, so you could have it like that if you want to. And the same goes for the bottom wings. If you wanted to fold them out and make the legs look a little bit more displayed, you could. It's there should you want to. No out crunch as you'd expect. 360 rotation round all the way on the shoulder, which is pretty good that it doesn't bang into the back kibble. Friction out on the side, bicep rotation, only 90-degree bend, no wrist rotation of any kind. As I say, the ports for holding the guns are a little bit loose. As I say, it doesn't take much to, well, come out or rotate in his hand altogether. And we have the quite unsightly gaps. It is what it is, but they're there. Head rotation all the way around on a 360. Can look up a fair way, can't look down. And that is him in a nutshell. I'll take his guns out. I like the vent on the chest just there. The Autobot insignia is good. It carries a lot of the characteristics. As I say, it has his very orange face. We never really know why he has an orange face. But yeah, it's doing what it needs to do. Okay, on to some comparisons. Now, for the entire Aerialbot crew, I will do a run-through of all in jet mode, all in robot mode. So for this video, as I got most of the jets in their jet mode, as it were, I'll just focus on comparisons with other figures. Here he is alongside, was it Legacy Needle Nose? I don't think it was War for Cybertron. I'm sure it was in the Legacy line. But yeah, in the chug scale, with the nose cone at the back, I guess it helps, but that is still quite a bit bigger. We're just seeing advancements moving on. I can't for the life of me remember if this guy was a deluxe. I don't think he was a Voyager. I think he was a deluxe. But you can just see how small these guys are. And when you put it alongside a previous wave, you really do notice it. But I'll be careful with my words. Here he is alongside Combiner Wars Trigger Happy. So we can see the scale hasn't changed all that much. But it does feel less, doesn't it? When you put it alongside. Okay, I have bought Blowpipe to be an additional piece. but there feels more here, and Trigger Happy was a particularly good bot, a particularly good mold, but there's more to this figure, and this guy, whilst he might be the same height, just comes across as scaled back to me, just something I can't look past. And this is a bit different, alongside definitely a deluxe scale in the War for Cybertron Kingdom Air Razor from the Beast era. Yeah, the scale is right, but the Maximals were supposed to be smaller than the other bots. I won't quite get into the comparing of the scale, but yeah, you can see they are in keeping in terms of height, if nothing else. Okay, let's get this guy transformed up, shall we? And here he is in his alt mode. He definitely comes across as small, but you can't say he's not Skydive. He's got all the nice blue and the lightning bolts and a blackened glass, smoke glass cockpit. He's got everything to look like a fairly unimaginative paint scheme, but then he always was. Really, the colour comes through more so in robot mode than in this mode. Other than that, he's fine. He's very much the same as Air Raid, in as much as the robot feet are more or less keeping him balanced, along with the opening of the chest piece that acts as the, I hate to say landing gear, but it really is. It's designed to be. He has his two accessories fitted to him on the underside. Other than that, he's quite rounded on the nose cone, very akin to Silverbolt, who came out before. Not so much to a pierce point, but a rounded point. It's very noticeable on jets like this, and less so on Air Raid before it. Yeah, he's fine. He is dinky. He is small, but you can't say it's not Skydive. Let's get in for a closer look. I do like that lightning blue on the tail fin. It's very nice. I remember when Fans Toys did their Masterpiece version, that again was quite a striking piece because he is very monotone. Yes, he's got very vibrant yellow used for the wings, but otherwise he's very block grey and block black. So a little bit of colour here and there does kind of add to it and break it up. He is pretty much the same as Air Raid before, same type of engines. As I say, the feet store in the same place. There's the landing gear. I've turned the robot head around. The guns are a little bit loose on mine. Not the end of the world, but they do tab in and store. You can fold the landing gear away, although he does have then a hard time keeping in an upright position of any kind. But we got nice panel lines, nice Autobot insignias on the go. I guess you could say you've got movable wings, but he wouldn't move in this position, or you'd certainly hope not. Thing locks in pretty well, no QC problems. Yeah, not much else to say. He is pretty much doing what he needs to do for the character. So without further ado, it's on to some comparisons. Here he is alongside one of the previous releases in this line in Age of the Primes Air Raid. Different jets, but so much similarity going on here. They're both going to form legs, so you'd expect as much. But I'm surprised for the jets, they are quite similar, particularly around the nose cone. They have much more similarities to them, and I think their jet modes allow them to do so. The build is very much the same. Again, the robot mode, the multi-use pieces, and the fact that they're both going to be legs would suggest as such. But yeah, when you put these two together, you really do notice it. But likewise, you don't notice this one, alongside, again, an earlier release from Age of the Primes with Slingshot. Could not be more different, and yes, it is quite a different jet again, but this has just got much more of a roundedness, and when you put it alongside, the build is just, well, almost night and day, really, isn't it? Other than the scale being in keeping. You've got Skydive that's standing a little bit proud, but you have Slingshot, who's much more chubbier, and rounded wings and different tail fins altogether. The build could not be more different. And when you get them alongside each other, the diversity really works out. Again, to put it alongside Air Raid, it almost looks like Slingshot's gate crashing a party. Yeah, it's fine enough. It's interesting. They are small. When you put them together, you really do notice how small and dinky these guys are. It's just where we are now with deluxe scale, sadly. Alongside Armada Universe Age of the Primes Red Alert, the vehicle mode for comparison. And how's this for something different? Alongside Hot Soldiers, Legend Scale, Centurion, Hearts of Steel, Bumblebee. It is Bumblebee, not Centurion. Yeah, not really a comparison, but you can see how we're talking if we're comparing a Chug mainline, albeit deluxe scale, down to a Legend Scale. So what is my view on Johnny Bravo if he were a jet? He definitely comes across one of the weaker of the set to me. I think he has less going on, save the detailing on his chest in robot mode. I'm not absolutely wild on the head sculpt. I mean, I said it as a bit of an off-the-cuff joke, but he's very large-headed, he's very slanty-headed, and not to mention that massive orange jaw. With it being an orange face as well, it stands out all the more. Just a few limitations around the size. I feel this set is too small for the individual Limbots. Not to say that they're inherently bad. I actually think the transformations are quite fun. They're good fiddle bots to go back and forward. But it doesn't do much else, and this is where I'm thinking, could this have been better? Should this have been better? particularly if you're going in line with scale, and the Aerialbots were bigger than your average, say, car bot. So I would expect a bit more to them. I am realistic enough to know that they were working to a price point. I just think it's a real shame. Is this better than the Combinables version that came out 10 years prior to it? Probably. On appearance, yeah, there's more smoothness to it. I don't know if it's necessarily better, it's just different. But the transformation, as I say, is quite good. The jet mode is fine enough. I think the nose cone's very round and quite stumpy, which is a shame. And I have got some tolerance issues for holding of the gun. As you see, it's just come away there. It's cool when you put it alongside the other ones. That's what I'll say. Like any combiner team, they look good when they're all together. There's a sense of completionism which kind of overwrites any flaws with the set, which is true. I don't think this is perfect though. I do think it's very, very small. And whilst there's a niceness about it, is it £23-25 worth? No, not even close. I mean, didn't we just see Air Raid come down to £8? And that's crazy, but also reasonable. Very reasonable. And that's probably where I am with this set. For what you're getting bang for your buck, and gaps around hips are very noticeable and open. It is what it is. I understand it, but yeah, its limitations around its colour scheme. For when going into the positive points, so I do want to touch on the positive points, things like the detailing on the wings are very nice. The transformation, as I say, is quite good. 2 guns, accessories are fine enough. What else was he going to come with? And they do look good alongside one another. I just think when you see previous chug lines before it, going back into Legacy and before that, did we have it better? Was there more available there? More attention to detail? Some articulation is good, but not even any ankle tilt. Yeah, I don't know. I do accept it's a triple changer, barely, but I do think there are very much limitations here. This is very much the current state of Deluxe. Based on this, I give this guy 2.5 Rodimus star badges. Very small, very flimsy, very slender, very quick and easy. But I will say it's the price that's really denting it, because I don't mind it if you pay £10 or less for it. I'd say fine, you are getting what you pay for. The fact that you're paying something like 23 to 25 for this, oh my, you are not getting your money's worth here, even if it does make a nice looking Superior potentially come the end of it. And there we go, that is my review of Hasbro's Age of the Primes Skydive. I'll put some photos up at the end. Thanks for watching, and as always, I will see you on the next one.